Hi, this is Frank Warren. You're watching Lights Out.
This is Faisal Khan for Lights Out, and with me via Zoom, all the way from the United States of America. I'm delighted to be joined by Mr. Hasim Rahman Jr. For those of you that do know your boxing, he is the son of former heavyweight champion Hasim Rahman Sr. First of all, Hasim, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm blessed. What can I say? All praise due to the Most High. I'm grateful to be in the position I am today, and I'm looking forward to making a lot of noise.
You're 10-0 now on the right path.
11 and 0.
No, 11-0 on the right path. A lot of boxing is now taking place. The sport kind of sort of stopped due to the pandemic. What can you tell us about your future plans for the rest of the year? What can we expect to see from you?
I would love to see 15-0 before this year is over. My last 2 years weren't really busy. I think I had one fight last year and 2 fights the year before that, maybe a fight the year before that. So I'm looking to get on a roll this year. I want to make this year my most active year. I'm already I fought twice this year already. So 3, maybe even 4 more fights is not out of the realms for me. So I'm definitely looking to make a huge splash on the scene this year.
As I just mentioned, you're the son of the former heavyweight champion Hasim Rahman Sr. Is that added pressure for you, being the son of a former world champion? Is there high expectations for you?
I mean, it's always pressure, but pressure make diamonds. So that just means I gotta shine.
What was your fondest memories growing up watching your father? Obviously, the first one would have to be that stunning knockout win over Lennox Lewis. What was the main highlights for you watching your father? What was it like for you being around your father at the time when he was heavyweight champion?
It was surreal. It's something that I still appreciate to this day. I took every day in. I still remember every day. Every day that really meant something. I know the dedication that it took and the sacrifice that it took. And more importantly, I know the mindset that it took him to get to where he needed to be. So I'm definitely appreciative for all the things I learned under him and all the things that I was able to learn because I was under him. So I'm definitely appreciative for the way I was brought up and the things I got to see in my childhood and in my teenage years, young adulthood. Even to this day, I'm still blessed to be able to know people and see things that people who weren't in my position be able to see.
How much of a role does your father play in your career?
A huge one. I go over everything with him, whether it's a fight, a contract, a sparring session, a training method. I go over everything with my father. It's just my closest confidant in the sport.
11-0 now, undefeated, on the right path. Part of the most exciting division in boxing today, the back and forth division that a lot of people like to call it. What have you got your sights set on? Because there's great fighters in your division that are in the same sort of path as you. What can you tell us about who you'd like to fight within the next few fights? Who have you got your eyes set on?
Well, I mean, I really got my eyes set on the Bridgerweight division. This is a much more fitted division for a person my size and stature. I'm 100% grateful for it. I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be a great division coming in the next 10, 15, 20 years. I think it's going to bring heavyweights that are in shape, not sloppy. We got to make weight. And it's still heavyweights. It's just the bridge between heavy and cruiser. So I'm looking to make a lot of noise in this division. So I've never been one to really call out names, but someone said my name. His name is Vidal. I think his name is Vidal. And I'll go to cruiserweight to fight him. I'll go to 190 to fight him. I'll go to 185 to fight him because he should have never said my name. So whatever it takes to get him in the ring, I'm willing to do. Other than that, whoever steps in my way, on my way to the title, or whoever has the title, That's just what the name of the game. They have to go. But Vidal, you should have never said my name. Now I'm on your ass. So we'll see.
A lot of people have different opinions about the new Bridgerweight division. A lot of people have different opinions about all the governing bodies. You know, when the Bridgerweight division first came into play, what was your initial thoughts behind it?
Um, I didn't know what was to be expected, but I was my first my first reaction was finally, like finally, because it's just a wide range of fighters, even in the heavyweight division. If you look at the top 50, the top 50, none of them would even be able to qualify for, or maybe 3 or 4 of them will be able to qualify for the Bridgerweight division. That cuts out a lot of guys that can't make 200 pounds, but are still very, very good athletes, still very, very good, talented fighters. It opens a brand new window, and I think it's going to be a breath of fresh air for boxing.
I want to get your thoughts on this up and coming Sunday night's action between Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. The sport of boxing seems to have a lot of YouTubers, celebrities coming into the sport now. What's your thoughts on people coming into the sport of boxing, such as Logan Paul and Jake Paul?
I love it. The more attention they bring to us, the more we have a chance to shine. A lot of people know I was on the schedule to fight on the Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones undercard, which was also Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson. Badu Jack fought, and I was supposed to be the opener for that show. There was only 4 fights scheduled to be on pay-per-view, so that was like my coming out party. And with everything that Jake's been doing, there was a lot of eyes on the card with Mike Tyson, Roy Jones. So it's not like they're taking it and playing with it. These guys are taking boxing and taking it serious. So I commend what they're doing. At least Jake, I can speak for Jake. I've trained with Logan once, and he took it serious. So I don't know if he's kept on. I know Jake's kept on with his training. I'm not too sure about Logan, but either way, these guys are bringing eyes to the sport that we love. So for people to hate, I just don't understand. I don't understand the hate, and you know, the more people, the merrier. It's literally every fighter's goal to fight on pay-per-view. So why wouldn't you want more people viewing into the sport that you love?
As I mentioned, Logan Paul takes on Floyd Mayweather. I mean, you couldn't think of any tougher test. You know, Floyd Mayweather considered one of the greatest fighters of all time. You know, multiple weight world champion, beat some of the best fighters around. What chance do you give Logan Paul going into that fight?
0%.
Fair enough. A lot of people have said that due to the fact that he's fighting Floyd Mayweather. As we're seeing these YouTubers, celebrities in the sport now, would you be open to fighting someone like a Logan Paul or a Jake Paul?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yes.
Okay. I want to get your thoughts on the heavyweight division now. Your father's background was within the heavyweight division. You know, we seem set for the undisputed clash between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. That fight is not happening. Now, July 24th, we understand that there'll be a third fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Firstly, do you think Deontay Wilder has what it takes to avenge that defeat to Tyson Fury? And do you think he has a chance of beating Tyson Fury in the third fight, given from what you've seen to both previous fights with Tyson Fury?
Absolutely. I think that Deontay could definitely come out victorious and bring the belts back to America. If he goes in, like I said, if he goes in with the right mindset and the right game plan and stay focused, there's nothing that can stop him. He's the hardest puncher that boxing's ever seen. So if he forgets that, he may have a great shot.
What was your thoughts on the whole arbitration court case situation? And did you think at one point we were set to see that Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua fight, or did you always have it in the back of your mind that Deontay Wilder would get the rematch with Tyson Fury?
I mean, I didn't think it was fair when AJ and Fury was trying to fight to be undisputed. I didn't think it was fair because Deontay did have a rematch clause, which was said before they even left the ring. The announcers were talking about how there will be a rematch, and there was a rematch clause. And then they tried to say that Deontay ran out of time. How can you say that the time ran out when we're in a global pandemic? That is just completely unacceptable. And I'm glad that they did the right thing and gave Deontay a chance to win his titles back.
What's your prediction for the third fight? What do you see happening on July the 24th between Fury and Wilder?
You'll have to ask me closer to the fight. I haven't. They're both really off the grid right now. Haven't got a feel for their mentalities in the fight. Boxing is majority mental. So once I get a closer look on the type of things that they're saying, the type of things that they're doing, I'll be able to make a better pick. But for right now, I would love to see the belts come back to America.
I want to get your thoughts on another mouth-watering fight that got announced a few weeks ago. The legend Manny Pacquiao takes on Errol Spence. That's a great fight. Fans are really excited for that fight. Can Manny Pacquiao, beat Errol Spence given the fact that no? How do you think Errol Spence will beat Manny Pacquiao?
He's younger, he's bigger, he's stronger, he's well experienced, world champion, two-time world champion. He has everything it takes. I think Manny is just this is a great farewell fight for Manny. There's nothing wrong in competing against a top dog like Errol Spence, but I believe Errol Spence is the future of not only the welterweight division, which he's been the welterweight division for the past years, but the future to boxing. I think he's one of the candidates that could defeat Canelo. And I think that fighting the Manny Pacquiao is going to look great on his resume.
People obviously are excited for this fight, but they also want to see Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight each other. That fight has not happened due to a number of reasons, both being with different promotions. Then obviously the politics with Bob Arum and Al Heyman. Do you ever see that fight happening between Crawford and Spence?
No, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be like one of those Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao deals where if it does happen, it'll happen too late. It's already kind of getting there to where it's going to be too late. But because of promoters being in the way and stuff like that, these two won't be able to settle the score when they're both squared away from everything. So once they both get squared away from everything, and yeah, of course they can mix it up. But until then, I don't see the fight happening.
Hasim, before we bring the interview to an end, what can the fans expect to see from you for the rest of the year, and of course going into the future?
Man, young Muslim champion, just grinding and just trying to get to the top. I just want to break in. I just want to break my way in the door, because when I do get in the door, and I am consistently fighting on TV every time, just know I'm gonna bring excitement. I'm gonna bring heart. I'm gonna bring determination, and I won't quit. I fight for every single father that has a son that looks up to them, and every single son that has a father that they look up to. So I believe that this father-son thing is real in boxing, and it's something that can be taken to the max. I want to make history. That's why I started this. That's why I started boxing, to make history. So I stand here 11-0. I'll be 30 in 2 weeks, 10 days, not even 2 weeks. I'll be 30 in 10 days. So I'm well on my way, but we got a lot of ground to cover. So just stay tuned. You can support me. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Just all you got to do is hit that follow button. That's as much support I could ask for. Other than that, just look for me to keep my faith in the Lord, keep my chin tucked and my hands up, and we're gonna keep swinging.
Well, as part of our appreciation for you joining us, we'll be more than happy to share your social media links in our description for any fans out there that would like to follow you. Thank you very much for your time. It's been really good speaking to you, and hopefully we'll catch up with you pretty soon.
No problem. No problem. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Hasim Rahman Jr., thank you very much for talking to Lights Out.
You already?